Another day, another Romelu Lukaku bombshell, ladies and gentlemen. I'm fed up. I'm fed up with this guy.
All right. Here we go back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get straight onto the Chelsea transfer news today. A lot of stuff about Romelu Lukaku, and there's obviously stuff about De Ligt, which I want to talk about, and a few other players that some news is going around. So we're going to talk about that. But first of all, Romelu Lukaku, ladies and gentlemen, revealed. Romelu Lukaku has been sending public and private messages to Inter Milan since Christmas. He has been calling former teammates, the coach, directors, and the president. He will do everything he can do to leave Chelsea, from Di Marzio. And it further on goes to say Romelu Lukaku is trying to argue Chelsea for 2-year loan. Chelsea haven't even finished playing Inter the full 115 million euros yet. I mean, what do I even say? This guy, I don't understand. When you've joined a football club and, with all that hype, with all that build up, and you come to Chelsea with so much expectation, unfinished business, less than 6 months, not even 6 months, from Christmas onwards, you are starting to talk to your ex-employer to come back. What is wrong with you? I honestly think this is a scam. I honestly think there needs to be some sort of an investigation done in this whole Inter Milan and Romelu Lukaku situation, because I feel like we got cheated. We got cheated hard. Some sort of a fraudulent activity, in my opinion, is happening here. How has Inter Milan sold this guy to us for £100 million, nearly £100 million, and then less than 6 months later, he does the infamous interview, complete sabotage on Chelsea Football Club, destroying all morale that was happening during that time frame, and starts talking to his employer. How? This, I don't know, man. Something fishy is going here. Where did they orchestrate this? Did they architect this? How's he wanting to go back to Inter Milan? And now we're in a situation where his stocks are low, and it's going to be very, very difficult to send him without copying some sort of a loss, and which is fine. We're going to take loss, but at the same time, we don't want to bend over backwards for anything and everything. But look at this. Romelu Lukaku is trying to argue Chelsea for a 2-year loan. He's even at a point where he's arguing with us. There is no sense from this particular player to commit to Chelsea Football Club. What? I'm lost for words. I really am. This guy, all the stuff he said before joining Chelsea, he looks like a fool now. He looks like a fool. It's incredible. It's incredible. Now he's trying to, put Chelsea in some sort of a ransom situation. You better, like, he's got the gun on our head like this, and he's literally saying, "You better let me go." 2-year loan. Chelsea haven't even finished paying Inter the 400. We haven't even. This is mad. This is mad. Let's have a look from Ben Jacobs. He's got a nice scenario about this whole situation. He's turning out to be a very, very well established journalist who seems to be quite level-headed about his approach. So this is what Ben Jacobs had to say. Chelsea are open to salary sharing loan deal with Inter for Lukaku. It's clear he wants to move. However, lots of work to be done still. Chelsea want a big loan fee and Lukaku to take a significant wage cut. They won't proceed on current terms. Absolutely makes sense. We need to get a decent amount of loan fee from Inter Milan. You've done us. You've scammed us. You've scammed us. You've done a fraudulent activity, Inter Milan. Time to pay up a little bit. And yes, Romelu Lukaku to take a wage cut. You've sabotaged the football club. Time for you to take a wage cut, and fine, we can do a bit of a salary sharing scheme, I suppose. Chelsea also ideally want to get replacement lined up. They won't let Lukaku leave out of sentiment and may delay a sale to see if better financial offer is still comes in. Look, Yeah, where are we positioned if Lukaku goes? We still need a striker, in my opinion. I don't think Havertz and Armando Broja should be the only deal for us for next season, unless you want to keep Timo Werner. And even then, I'm not completely convinced. Obviously, we're getting in Dembele. I still think someone's leaving for Dembele. I initially thought it was a Dembele in, Lukaku out, but at the same time, they're not the same sort of characters in terms of attacking personnel. So Dembele coming in, I'm pretty certain someone's going to go. And if Lukaku is to leave, which he should, we need to be in the market for someone. I really think we need to be in the market for someone. Further on, Ben Jacobs goes on to say lots of negotiations still needed before picture becomes clearer, but he won't be given to Inter as a bargain, and they can't currently afford him at market value. That makes the financial terms of any deal both staggered and complicated. And Inter Milan financially are in a bit of a mess as well. I think they need to balance their books too by end of June, something around X amount of money, and that's why they're looking to offload Bastoni, Lautaro Martinez, some of their bigger players. Lewandowski is somewhat on Chelsea radar, but he's firmly pushing for a 3-year Barcelona deal, so a move to Stamford Bridge is a long shot currently. Barca will have to offload first, though. Offload first, though. Javier Tebas has made that very clear, but they always seem to find a way. I think, look, with Lewandowski's situation, he desperately wants Barcelona. As much as I would love to see him, if Lukaku goes, I would love to see Lewandowski come in. How do you convince a particular player to join Chelsea when his heart is on Barcelona? It could turn out to be the same case like a Lukaku situation where I'm now completely convinced Lukaku never wanted to come to Chelsea. I think he always wanted to stay at Inter Milan or go somewhere else, as opposed to Chelsea. With Lewandowski, it's clear he wants Barcelona. There's nothing else that he wants. And I'm always a bit weary when a player has outspoken about the desire so vocally. It's I don't think it's the greatest idea. It would work. He would fit in like a glove. But how do you convince this guy to forget about Barcelona now? And when it's so public as well. Be interesting if when Chelsea let Lukaku go, if that changes how they handle Armando Broja. West Ham and Forest both interested. Told Tuchel is still keen to assess him during preseason before deciding if he's surplus to requirements. Now, look, this Armando Broja situation, I've made it clear. I don't want Chelsea Football Club to sell him. He's got 5 years. He signed a 5-year contract, so 1 year is finished. Now he's got 4 more years left. I wouldn't mind seeing him go on another loan spell. To sell, I would not like that, but it's such a difficult scenario because Armando Broja, he might be in a situation where he's thinking, well, I don't want loans anymore. I want to earn good amount of money. And if there's a suitor out there that's willing to pay me 60, 70K, 80K a week, these footballers, they have a short span of life in terms of their career, and they want to be able to make as much as money as possible and look after their family. I completely get that. So we're in a predicament with Armando Broja. I would keep him in the squad, but is he going to be happy as a backup, as a rotational player? I just don't see how he becomes the leading striker for us in order to bridge that gap between Liverpool and Man City in such a gruesome Premier League season of 38 games, plus with all these Champions League matches and domestic cup matches. For me, he's still too young. He needs a little bit more experience. Yes, he's had 1 year, 1 season at Southampton, but maybe another season under his belt would do him good. But these negotiations are going to be difficult because these players, academy players, have seen the predecessors in the likes of Mark Ghihi, in the likes of Tariq Lamptey, and so on so forth, have gone, as Tino Livramento have gone away from Chelsea Football Club, and they're doing very good, reasonably good. Some are doing really, really good, and soon they're going to be earning top-notch money. And these players like Armando Broja, they see this and they think that, why do I need to stick around, wait around? So it's a tough conversation, man. It's a tough conversation. As I said, I don't want him gone, but I don't mind seeing him go on another loan. Can he be a backup if he can sort of manage to do that? But he may want to start. So like if West Ham comes in and says you're going to start for us, very hard to match that. Okay, Inter Milan want to strike a salary sharing deal with. This is from Simon Phillips as well, pretty much talking about Romelu Lukaku, how they're looking to do a salary sharing deal with us. Inter are ready to pay just over a third of Lukaku's wages. There you go. Only a third they're willing to pay. Okay. It depends on if so this is from Dematio, talking a little bit about the Romelu Lukaku situation and Marina Ganovskaya in regards to how she fits into this whole situation. It depends on if Marina Ganovskaya will stay or not. If she will stay, I don't think, knowing how she fought to have Lukaku with Inter last summer and say you can go to Inter on loan without option to buy. Yeah, I suppose we've had to fight massively to get Romelu Lukaku. Now, it's not going to be such an easy move. It's not going to be an easy move. And if Marina hangs about, there's definitely going to be some sort of, pride that she's worked so hard to get Lukaku, and now, she'll just listen to any sort of deal from Inter and just submit to it. I don't think it's going to happen that way. The key for attacking signings, barring Ousmane Dembele due to his contract situation, will be player sales. Christian Pulisic, Romelu Lukaku, Timo Werner, and Hakim Ziyech, Hakim Ziyech's Chelsea futures are all up in the air. As I said, with Dembele hopefully coming in, someone's going to have to leave. Already Lukaku's leaving, but I don't think Dembele's situation is directly linked with Lukaku. So someone from here is leaving, most probably Timo Werner, but also Christian Pulisic with the Liverpool. I think there is something in it. I'm starting to think there's something in it. A lot of the journalists are talking about this. Initially, I thought maybe not, but with Mane going and the fact that Jurgen Klopp liked Christian Pulisic previously, and Christian Pulisic was destined to go to Liverpool prior to Chelsea, maybe there is something there, but yeah, this completely makes sense. If we want to get more attacking players after Dembele, we will need to sell, which absolutely makes sense. And we should be selling some of these players, if I'm being absolutely honest. Chelsea are confident to secure Koundé this month. Adam Newson, as I said yesterday, Chelsea confident. Sevilla don't really have a leg to stand on after keeping an unhappy player already for 1 year. Carlos' sale has made it little harder, despite others saying different. So look, Koundé has to happen. It's Koundé and Ousmane Dembele. There is no other suitors. Jules Koundé is set to be our player. We need to make sure we get this done and don't penny pinch. Be worried with Marina still in business, and with Ousmane Dembele as well. I don't think Barcelona are finding any sort of solution there. PSG has ruled themselves out. Chelsea are the only thing that's in the middle. I don't want any other clubs to come in between. Liverpool's looking for a winger. Bayern Munich could be looking for a winger. I want us to do that deal quickly. Levi Colwill, Conor Gallagher, and Armando Broja will inevitably consider their options if they get a sense that they will only be fringe options at Chelsea next season. All three are wanted by other clubs. This is what I've been saying. These academy players, ladies and gentlemen, they know there's demand for them. And fringe playing time is not going to be enough. Levi Colwill, look, once again, I don't think he's ready to start for Chelsea Football Club, but I still think he'll get quite a number of minutes, considering we're going to play so many minutes in the season. We're involved in so many competitions. But I still would like someone like, Koulibaly to come in, an experienced head. Is Levi Colwill going to be happy to be a squad player, fill in when we need him to fill in? Or is he going to be someone who's thinking, no, you know what, I'm good enough to get a move and I'm good enough to start somewhere, and he may have England aspirations as well. These are going to be very difficult conversation. But I hope some of these players, they can just stick around, because, yeah, you can go to another club, but what if you don't do well there? Or what if that club, just simply doesn't do well? And there could be a possibility that wherever you go, what if they get relegated? I mean, I'm thinking if they want to go, it'll probably be a Premier League club. I can't see how these players would want to leave England. where would you go? You know, some of these players are looking to go to Nottingham Forest. What if Nottingham Forest, gets relegated? Then what? You've got to be very, very careful about where you want to go. Conor Gallagher is someone I think won't be a fringe player. He'll be a definite key component with 5 subs as well. He'll definitely get minutes. Armando Broja, we've already talked about that. It's going to be another tough conversation to have. It's understood there was a feeling of great disappointment with Tuchel's decision amongst those associated with academy players, hoping to get chance in Chelsea's final game of the season against Watford. Come on, I mean, just over one game, immense disappointment. Yeah, it's not like Thomas Tuchel hasn't provided minutes to some of these youngsters in FA Cup, in Carabao Cup. This is what I mean. Sometimes Simon Johnson, I don't know how much of it is true when it comes to some transfer news, and then there's other stuff which absolutely baffles me. This great disappointment. They've been training with the first team. Like I don't see how these players can be disappointed with Thomas Tuchel. They've seen some of these players are 18, 19, 20-year-olds. Like, stop being disappointed, honestly. Stop being disappointed. Okay, Chelsea are interested in signing Juventus centre-back Matias De Ligt. This has come about, ladies and gentlemen. Look, Matias De Ligt, when he was in Ajax, I rated him highly, but I don't think it's gone as well as we all expected it to go in Juventus. For me, still the number one selection is Koulibaly. He's got that S-housery about him. He's that leader kind of defender that we're looking for. Not to say De Ligt is not a leader. He was a leader at Ajax and a very strong leader as well. Very comfortable on the ball, understands possession-based football, but wages are going to be a concern. I don't even think the transfer money is going to be that cheap. Let me have a look how many seasons does De Ligt have. Let me just check this out. Yeah, De Ligt, 22 years old, 31 matches played in Serie A, 3 goals, 1 assist, which is great. I mean, yeah, reasonably good, I suppose. Not that great. Some of our defenders have scored even more goals. 2024, so this is probably the right time. His market value is 70 million euros as per transfer market. I don't completely feel that this is the right player to go for. Too much money. Yeah, Koulibaly is touted to be around 30 million euros. I think it's far more better suited to go for that type of a player. But let me know, ladies and gentlemen, what you think about Matias De Ligt. I'd love to know. Barcelona currently sees Ousmane Dembele closer to leaving on a free than staying, 100%. We are the only one that is in line. Barcelona fed up with Ousmane Dembele and are now ruling out any future meetings with the player or his agent, which is fantastic. So yeah, look, hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, we can get the Ousmane Dembele situation done and dusted. But let me know about this whole Lukaku speaking since December. De Ligt as well. How do you feel? Do you want to go with De Ligt? Do you want to go with Koulibaly? Would love to know your thoughts around it. Hope you've enjoyed this. Smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time. See ya.